Welcome to the Decode Podcast. We have a special edition tonight. Chrys Shea is here with some pretty exciting news. Hi, Chrys. We last saw Chrys at IPC Apex, and she was sandbagging us because she has a monumental announcement on a huge advancement in our space, and you're going to hear about it here first. So, Chrys, without further ado, I hope everyone's mind is blown as ours was when you just shared this with us about a couple minutes ago.
Thank you, Elias. It's really, really, really cool. And anybody who does surface mount or board fab or printing is going to appreciate it. What you're seeing here is a new alternative to HASL. This is a solder-coated board. This is the same board we showed at the show that we've always had ENIG finish on, but now we've come up with a great way to get a solder level on the board without necessarily the hot air. We print we call it a proprietary AFD process, and we print a sintering powder down, and then we hit it with a laser.
Wow. So how much different is this from like how you used to do it, Sean?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing for me is when you're doing hot air level, right? So you have to first clean the board, then you have to apply the finish to it, and then you have to clean that again. So now you've just eliminated 4 or 5 steps in the process. So it's kind of mind-blowing to me how you could possibly do that and not risk the oxidation part of it. That's one of the biggest parts, for me. But I was more blown away about the smoothness, right? So when you have the
it was almost like an OSP or an ENIG.
Yeah, when
exactly.
you do the HASL, sometimes you'll have your bumps from the air knives, and I seen none of that on this. It was the smoothest thing I ever seen.
Yeah, when we dip a board for hot air leveling, we get that big dome or that meniscus from the solder from the surface tension. When we hit this powder with a laser and it creates this flash exotherm that happens so fast, there's really no time for doming, there's no time for surface tension to take over, and there's no time for oxidation to take over. But really the best part about that flash exotherm is that we get a small intermetallic growing on the pad. So we've already got maybe 300 or 400 nanometers of intermetallic. So we've already got the intermetallic formed to the board. When we go to solder it, nothing takes solder like solder does. And we've already got the intermetallic, so we just keep growing it in that reflow oven. And we end up with a perfect 1 to 3 microns.
That's the crazy thing, is that you're getting the benefits that are widely acknowledged from HASL, right? I mean, like you said, nothing solders to solder like solder, but you're getting that with like a glass-like surface. I mean, what's the RZ value on that? It's just amazing.
Printing on HASL sucks, right?
Because
like
of the dome.
Sure, HASL sucks. So
yeah.
What's this like? How do you deposit onto this?
It comes out as flat as ENIG or OSP because we just print this
perfect
fine
gasket
layer. It's really easy to print because the nanoparticles are so small and they roll really well. So we just print it down. We can get into the smallest feature sizes because we're talking about nanoparticles. And then, man, it's like milliseconds that we do that flash exotherm with that argon laser. It's called an Argon-Ferrite laser, and it's a cool blue beam. And we actually run it as a sheet laser across the board. So because it's not hot, it's not hurting any of the circuit board. But where it hits the magic material and gets that exotherm, it's an instant reaction. So there's no time for oxidation, no time for doming.
And that argon laser comes from Capon Industries, I believe, right?
I think so. I think
she said it's proprietary, so we probably can't.
Yeah, I think it's BS Capon Industries. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Man, I don't know if you mentioned laser. I don't know if the camera picked my ears going up like my French bulldogs there, because I'm like, wow, like that's the world I live in is lasers, right? And I've never heard of this type of laser, and I'm wondering what kind of other application. Like, can I cut holes in the stencil foil with this laser? Or, I mean, I need to learn more about this technology.
Well, it's called a cool laser. It doesn't get hot, and it's been used
I've been called a cool stencil maker, so
you are the
might
coolest.
Be a perfect match.
You are the coolest stencil maker I know. Sorry, Greg Smith, you're the coolest. Elias is the second coolest. All right. No, it's a sheet laser and it's cool, and it's just the wavelength causes that reaction with the coating that's on these little nanoparticles. So you couldn't cut with it, but it's been used a lot in the medical industry.
So I'm having a hard time grasping why in the world this would not have been released during Apex, right? I mean, it was a couple of weeks ago. We were all together, talk about the biggest stage in the industry. Like, that seems like the most opportune time to, yeah, I mean, literally you could have just had the hugest audience that's available all year. Why was that not the time? Why was that not the spot?
Well, so many people have so many big announcements. I thought this one might get lost in the noise. So for me, the timing just wasn't right. Because the AFD
Decode
process
podcast
is so revolutionary.
We're known for breaking news, so it just makes more sense to release it here.
Obviously,
What was the official name of that?
Today of all days.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What was the official name of that process?
AFD.
Okay, I'm really good with acronyms, but I don't know that one, so you got to fill me in.
Yeah.
April Fool's Day. This is a summer sale.
Got him!
The Argon-Ferrite laser. April Fool's. The timing wasn't right. April Fool's.
The fun part will be to see how many people in the comments didn't make it to the end.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And think 3 minutes in this was serious, and they're writing like they understood it the whole time. Like, oh yeah, I've known about that.
Oh, yeah.
You're not the first.
I gotta say, we held it together pretty well. I mean, there was one time where I was like, but.
Well, I did those 3 years of marketing and sales, so I can bullshit with the best of them.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're still recording. That's good.
Oh my god.
BS Industries got me.
Yeah,
BS Industries is good.
Yeah.
Caping. Oh yeah, Bill Smith, no BS Caping Industries. His Bill's hit on it. He knew what we're up to.
The hardest thing not to laugh at was Sean's hair, but I mean, you know, that's.
Hey man, I was late for work today. I had to make deliveries in the morning, so I was like, "You get what you get right now, okay?"
Yep.
You get what you get.
Dick
Well,
Jill tried to
April
lose
Fools,
it at the end.
everybody.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see that tomorrow.
This has been a fun.
Oh my god.
Fun special edition of the Decode podcast. Chris, this was your brainchild, so all credit goes to you. But thank you for joining us here, and April Fools, everybody.
Happy April Fool's Day. Prank your partner.
April Fool.